Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Guitar Ladder System and the Polkzoo channel. Hey, the last video I did, I noticed my face was a little undefined. Gee, how sad, huh? But, you know, my camera lens cover could have been a little dirty, or maybe I didn't have enough light. I think the information was good, though. But, you know, it's raining here today in Huntington Beach, so I figured, well, I want a good day to do a bunch of videos, right? So let me just share some information. Let's talk some simple chord connection. Dominant 13 to 13 to major 13, flat 5, so dominant 13, 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, 9, 13, major 7. You can take, I love the more modern sounding chords like this major 13, flat 9, I'm sorry, major 13, flat 5. Here I'm just going, you know, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of a 1, 1, 5 thing. Let me get a little closer just for this part. But yeah, just get a more modern sound. I love this chord. I don't hear it used as much as I'd like to hear it for some reason. I don't know why. So major 13 flat 5 to major 13 flat 5. Here's my A, by the way. I may not be right at concert pitch, but I'm starting here on the G. And both these forms are great. When you do this form, the flat 5 is right there on the A string. When you do this form, the flat 5 is there. But anyway, you can kind of get a nice modern sound by coming down here. Now we were using the common tone, which is one of the 10 systems of improvisation I talk about. That gives you a nice modern sound. The problem with a lot of people that play improvisation, I don't want to put it in a box and just call it jazz, is they're too predictable, you know. You want to be not always so predictable, and chords like this are more modern sounding. They kind of demand resolution. You know, at any point you can resolve. So those more modern chords are really nice, you know. So 13 to 9 connects dominant 13, connects 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, 13 9, 13 13 flat 9 to a bichord, okay. I forget which study it is. One of my studies, you have like major 7s in perfect fourths. That's a good one, you know. But like I said, the main thing is always be playing chords. You can do like a something like this. Say if I was going to do a 1 6 2 5 in E, and again, I don't put a lot of credence on diatonic harmony, because if you stick with diatonic harmony, you sound boring as hell, you know. But let's say I was going to do a 1 6 2 5. You know, you could kind of change that up. I could do the inversion of the major 7 here, and then go to that chord. So now I'm going to the G. So as opposed to going to the C sharp minor, I'm doing a flat 5 with the 2 chords. So that gives it a nice flavor. I don't really want to analyze everything I'm doing right now, because it kind of rubs me the wrong way. That's why the guitar ladder system is so important, because you just play all these studies, and you'll just, you know, that it will create new neural pathways. It's like uploading a new program into your computer. You know, you need to feed your musical mind the right stuff, and then it's going to create new neural pathways of information and connect it in ways that you'd never even imagine. And most of that's going to be done subconsciously. So that's where the growth, a big, huge part of the growth is, you know. This is something I like to do too. I think this has a nice, and this is like a non-root 13 form to this chord, which is, it's very similar. It's got the flat 13 in it, but it's like a major, you know, like a major 9 6 7. Here's the major 9 6, and it's got the 7 on top. So here we go like, that's got kind of a joke. Like I went to look at a guitar once at somebody's house and I started doing this, and the guy immediately picked up and goes, "Oh, it kind of has a Joe Pass sound." I thought that was interesting. I was buying a jazz guitar from some guy out in the Inland Empire area, but I'm gonna just throw out a bunch of little bits and pieces here. You could do major 7 to major 13 flat 5, major 7 to major 13 flat 5, major 7. Okay, and that's why, like in study 1, it sounds so nice to get that minor 7 to major 13 flat 5 sound in there. But anyway, it's all about always be looking for new ways to put chords together. One of my favorite chords is the major 13. I just think it has such a nice, to the 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9. And then I've done this lick before. Augmented sound. Goes, you know, you get a dotted 8 feel like Pat Mortino. I like to work that with the diminish idea. Just to get color. I'll try to do this slow. It's kind of hard for me to. The idea is always be, you know, trying to find new ways to put chords together. I love this form. This is a great form of the 9th chord. You can add the 13 on top. You can add the 11 and then add the 13 with the side of your finger like Ted Green used to do. You can flat 9. But yeah, the main thing is always be trying new chords and experimenting, and that's why the guitar ladder system is so important. But anyway, that last video, like I said, my face seemed a little undefined. How sad, right? Maybe I'm doing you guys a favor, right? I'm just having fun. I'm a big joker. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point and just show a couple of examples, because like I said, and again, that lick's a nice lick if you want to try it. Sounds really nice, resolves down to the 7 sharp 5. I think I need to get my glasses on, right? I love this bichord. Chords, there's certain chords that lend themselves to contrary motion really, really well, like this one here. Because if I do it like this, and that's like a minor 7 and a major 9, right? So you get that, and then, so as you can see, the bass goes down, bass goes that way, and the treble comes up. And the quicker you can get that switch with your fingers, the better it sounds. And so when you find something that works, try it in different areas of your guitar, because then you're creating new neural pathways. There's a science to becoming a great musician, and the more you understand that approach, the quicker you'll get there, and the deeper you'll go. I don't care how much talent or natural talent you have or don't have, and obviously genetics and God-given talent and talent that comes from your family does make a difference, but I swear I've seen people with very little natural talent, by using the guitar ladder system, make some quantum leaps that don't even seem possible, and I'm not making that up. I've seen it. It really kind of blew both of our minds, you know. But anyway, that's a great way to create a little contrary motion. Hopefully you can see that chord. It's just like I'm using the minor 7 and the major 9 form. And then, so you get some nice, I could take that for, you know, know, but yeah, that's contrary motion is you know, the bass goes one way, the treble goes another way. So all these things, and simple things too, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5. See, that's modern sound. What I'm talking about is getting your playing to be a little more modern sounding and less predictable, because I hear people all the time that might play a standard, but it's so predictable it just becomes boring. So you don't want to be outside all the time, but you want to have a nice mixture of color so that it's a little more interesting for the listener, you know. And that's why it's so important to practice improvisation. Like I said, again, I love the diminished lick, the 1, you know, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. I know I'm just throwing all kinds of stuff out here right now. But that's a great lick. I like to do it like. Diminish is a great color. Also, the whole tone scale goes really nice with the 7 sharp 5. That's the flat 5 in the bass. Flat 5 in the bass. So anyway, what I'm talking about is really uploading to your subconscious mind new sets of information, which creates new neural pathways, which then allow your own subconscious mind to piece this stuff together and start having some tremendous growth. And you're not just going to get it from a bunch of left brain bullshit, you know. Like I said, it's important to understand chord structure and tonal centers and stuff, but there's a lot of great musicians like Wes Montgomery that really didn't know a whole hell of a lot about theory, but they knew about chord color and chords and improvisation and how chords fit together, because art's different, you know. So anyway, also partials. Partials are important. And then once you know, it's a combination. It's a combination of these different elements. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this guitar. This is it's hard to find a good one, but some of the Oscar Schmidts are really nice guitars. Like I've said a million times, it's few and far between. This one has no center seam on the front or back. I don't know if I want to sell it or not, but if I do, I'm not going to sell it for $400. I'm going to sell it for more because it's worth it. It sounds unbelievable. I used to have 5 Gibson L5s. I really know archtop guitars is my field of expertise. I recently contacted somebody off eBay that was trying to, or still is trying to sell an older Samick 650, and it's got the vine inlay and the flowers and all that. And the guy's like, "You know, solid carved top." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not. It's not a solid carved top. It's a laminate guitar." And he's like, he sends me a description that he got from Reverb that said it had a solid carved top. I'm trying to tell the guy, look, just because you read a description doesn't mean it is. I go, if you're so darn sure it has a solid top, pull the pickup out, you know, look at the wood, you know. Anyway, he finally emailed me back and said, you know, yeah, it's a laminate top. I said, yeah, I told you. I look at the guy's ad, it's still got this carved top thing in there. I don't know, man. Some people on eBay just, either they're just lazy or they're just, maybe they're a little brain slow at this point in time. They're older people, but, you know, that's why I always say kind of a maybe thing. Like this guitar kind of sounds like a solid top, but it may not be. It may just be super thick layers of laminate. But even if it's super thick layers of laminate, the piece of wood they use is a really wide, older piece of wood because it doesn't have the center seam. So that means it comes from an older tree. It's basic stuff. The back doesn't have a center seam, which means this big, wide 17-inch piece of wood came from an older tree. It's got a lot of weight in it. It's got a flame maple neck. I freaking love this guitar. It sounds unbelievable. Like I said, if I do sell it, I'm not selling it for $400 because it really sounds unbelievable. And I've owned quite a few Oscar Schmidts. I've owned a lot of archtops in general, and this one probably is the best sounding one I've had. And it's even got, I don't like flat wound strings, but even with flat wound strings on this, even unplugged, it just really rings up. So anyway, yeah, just always be trying new stuff. You know. Anyway, anyway, I better stop. But anyway, just like I said, you always want to be. The guitar ladder system is about creating new neural pathways in your subconscious mind, which create a musical mind, which keeps growing, which keeps comparing and contrasting information on a subconscious level. And that's going to give you much more benefit than trying to do that on a conscious level, because the conscious mind's really limited, okay? It's really slow, it's really limited, it's all about definitions and formulas and stuff, and you're just going to get stuck. If you let your subconscious mind take over, even Pat Metheny said all the interesting stuff and all the powers in the subconscious mind. If you make your learning more aimed towards the subconscious mind, you're going to get a lot more results. And then you can use the left brain mind for things like, you know, knowing that a major seven's 1 3 5 7, if it's in this piano voicing, right? You know, minor seven's 1 flat 3 5, flat 1 flat 3 5, flat 7, diminishes 1. Yeah, on, right? And then understanding tonal centers, just knowing, well, okay, this, you know, A minor 7, you know, has a tonal center like the key of G. But again, diatonic harmony only takes you so far. Where diatonic harmony gets interesting is when you really start breaking rules, more like a Bach approach. Anyway, I've got to go. I just wanted to do one more video, so try some of these ideas. And I'll tell you, folks, bottom line, you're going to get out of guitar what you put into it. But if you put the right information into your subconscious mind, you can have a quantum leap. And that's not cute sales bullshit. It's the truth. I've had thousands of people email me just saying they've never had so much growth in their life since they've been doing the guitar ladder system. But according to the science of neuroplasticity, you can't focus. I mean, you can if you want. But if you focus on results, it slows you down. It's an interesting thing, you know. You got to let the subconscious mind play. You got to respect your own subconscious mind, just like you need to respect yourself. Respect yourself, right? It's true, though. The subconscious mind is so powerful that if you respect, and I have a theory, I really think the subconscious mind gets bored because it's running the physiology of your body and running your kidneys and your organs and your blood and your blood pressure. It's monitoring so much stuff, which tends to be redundant. I think it gets a little bored. And I think it really enjoys the freedom and the flexibility of working on something different like music. So that's my theory. All right, folks, take care. Let's all keep the positive faith. Ciao.